Colorado prosecutors have one more day to charge a Denver area man in the death of his pregnant wife and two young daughters. The bodies of 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste were found in an oil storage tank at a company where their father, Chris Watts, used to work. The body of their 34-year-old mother, Shanann Watts, was discovered nearby. Meanwhile, the judge in this case has denied a request from Watts' defense team to collect certain DNA evidence from the victims. Correspondent Kaylee Hartung joins us now from Frederick, Colorado. Kaylee, lots of questions obviously surrounding this unusual request and the judge's denial. What more can you tell us?
Well, Anna, the defense made this very specific request about 20 minutes before the autopsies of the 3 victims were scheduled to begin on Friday. This request from the defense was for very specific DNA samples to be taken from the victims. They wanted samples taken from the little girls' necks and their hands, and from Shanann's hands, and from underneath her fingernails. They also wanted a DNA expert of their choosing to be present for that process with the medical examiner. Well, when the judge received this request, he essentially said, I'm not going to tell the medical examiner's office how to do their job. So that's not to say that these DNA samples weren't collected by the medical examiner in the course of the autopsy on their own volition, but the judge did deny that specific request coming from the defense. Those 3 autopsies at this point have been completed, Anna, but the results have not been shared publicly.
Kaylee, Shanann Watts shared that she had some health challenges. She struggled with the disease lupus. What can you tell us about that, as well as what we know about what else was happening in their lives prior to this horrific crime?
Anna, Shanann Watts shared so much of her life on social media. You could see photos of she and her seemingly happy and loving husband on vacation at the beach. You could see the everyday fun and chaos of raising a family with 2 young girls. But she also shared very personal moments on her social media accounts, like that moment we've all seen now of her telling her husband that she was pregnant with their 3rd child. But we also learned that her little girl Celeste, that she suffered from allergy problems, and that Bella had to see a chiropractor when she was barely 4 years old. Shanann also saying that yes, she suffered from the autoimmune disease lupus. But in the past couple of years, she credited a health and wellness brand that had products that she sold and also used as giving her more energy and focus in her daily life. So much so that she said this product gave her the energy to wake up at 4 a.m. and begin completing items on her to-do list. But as is the case with all of us, social media doesn't give the whole picture. We've learned through court documents that this family had its share of financial struggles that they seem to have hid from most everyone else who knew them. In 2015, Shanann and Chris Watts filed for bankruptcy. That filing coming after they purchased this house behind me, an asset valued at around $400,000. Turns out they had a little over $70,000 in debt, that mostly made up of student debt and credit card purchases. Now, by all accounts, in the past couple of years, again, that bankruptcy filing happening about 3 years ago, they had seemed to have been working their way out of it. But in the course of this investigation, you know this is something that will be scrutinized by those looking into their past and what could have led us here.
Kaylee Hartung in Frederick, Colorado. Thank you. And now, this week's Before the Bell.